Okay, welcome to part two, you guys. I think that right now, right now, this person is listening to music that's like it's very conflicting for them because they are a logical person. Um, some of this music kind of like opens their heart space. It's kind of like the music that people like listen to is very specific. Like there's an artist called Giveon. Like, oh, his voice is so beautiful. He like has like a specific message. He's going through like he's singing about like his experiences that a lot of people can relate to. And it's just like, yeah, I'd be digging him. I'd be feeling him sometimes because I'm like, yes, I felt that before. I'm like, oh, I feel for you. I know what that's like. But yeah, this person listens to music and you show them that it's okay to like celebrate and be yourself and not be perfect and all be different. Like all of these maidens are wearing different type of clothing. This person definitely feels like they were a part of a group. They feel like they were a part of something. They feel like you claimed them. It wasn't something where like you claimed them in the sense of like you were claiming them because what they did for you. You claimed them because of like who they actually were. So it's the fact that this person, like, I know you guys are probably wanting like a reconciliation. Begging, I reckon. And I'm just joking. um, I know you guys probably want a reconciliation right now, but let's see what this person's going through. This is like a lot of cards. So this was like the first part. We're gonna go into the second part. Let me ask some, let me ask a real personal question, I guess. Because if you guys are supposed to be brought together, how to love, like, how come, like, when is the healing supposed to take place? Like, when you're not together? And then a lot of people are really confused as far as, like, if this is my karmic, you know that this person has been in your life before because it's so hard for you to disconnect from them. It's so hard for you not to feel for them. Like, even if they helped you, I don't care. There's so many people that help me in my life and help me get to places. But if they're annoying and I don't like them, I cannot stay around. Like literally, I will not stay around. Like everything is like, I freaking hate you. Like I need to get out of here. It's not like extra senses that are kicking in. It's literally like my gut telling me like this person's bad for you. Also, like they're using you. But this person is not woken up yet. This person hasn't woken up to the love connection. They think that love is just like a hoax. They think that the connection that they have with you is like not even fake, but it's the fact that like they think that they just have a whole bunch of self-reflection that needs to be brought to the surface. So with this full moon and Capricorns, you guys ever see a Capricorn work? Have you guys ever seen, like, been in front of a Capricorn? Like, have you ever seen how meticulous they are and how smart they are and how they already planned everything for you and the things that you were doing before, like, you're like, oh, so you like calculated me in your life. So this is like a calculated energy that we're in right now with this full moon. So if you go back to this time at the end of the month where there was another full moon, things were probably real crazy, right? There's probably arguments, probably heated emotions. You felt like, again, I was telling you, you needed to expel, you needed to get all of these things, regurgitate and get like everything that's like in the pits of like your stomach and just, even if it's at the bottom of your feet, you know what I'm saying? Bring that all the way to the surface and project it out and get it out of your body. Oh, just we need to bring in newer energy. So this person, it's almost like they haven't blown up on you yet. That's what I'm getting. This person hasn't felt their emotions. Remember I was saying in the last video, if you haven't, I'm not going to explain all of it, but in the last video we were talking about how if you start feeding yourself like emotions and the energies that you don't like process, they all get jumbled like in this pot. And this person's pot is literally like up to their fucking neck. Like I can feel it. It's not there yet. It's probably like where their, middle of their neck is. But once it hits like their vocal box, once it hits that throat chakra and something's activated, let me tell you what the situation that's going to be activated. Because like I said, in this person's energy, they're conflicted. They're conflicted because of the people that, like, I'm being so dead ass to you guys. I don't need cards to tell you this. This person's conflicted because of the people that they're around. They don't hang around people that look like them and have the same goals. So let me express that again. If they're working on their goals, they want to be a bodybuilder, they want to be the best gymnast in the world. They want to be the best doctor in the world. They want to be like somebody else that doesn't look like them instead of their authentic version of being themselves. They're trying to fit into a program and then think that the program is immediately going to like shift around who they really are. But you had to pretend who they were. They had to pretend who they were the whole time. And I could be talking to you. You could be pretending right now who you are just for the sake of your job. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can't act like that at my job. And like job, I'm not saying that your job doesn't matter. It's the fact that when you come around people who live in authenticity, please don't disguise their authenticity with the same ways you mask. Because you masking, and I'm feeling I'm talking to the cross watcher right now because I'm feeling that they're going to be watching this. Don't you ever come to an authentic person who's trying to show you who they are and be honest with you, and they share their emotions. And I don't care if their heart's on their sleeve. I know people say, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. But if you guys are one of the advocates that were telling me in these past couple of days that I shouldn't be cussing people out because the world should be a better place, you should know that you should never come to an authentic person that's genuinely sharing and tell them that they're being overly expressive, that the things that they are talking about, like they're being too dramatic. You should never come to this. If you pretend at work and you can't even be yourself at work, and you can't be yourself around your spouse or your kids, and you have to pretend, and it does feel like you're walking on eggshells, and it does feel like that, you know, like you're not your true self and you don't know what that looks like. How dare you come to a person who's showing up in authenticity and say, oh, well, you know, like you're this type of, hold on, you guys. Oh, I missed it again. It's like, how dare you come to this type of person and say they're doing anything or they need to chill out and you're the pretender. Ooh, it almost like pisses me off to the point where like, shame on you. If you're watching this video and you're somebody that's like that and you judge other people for being themselves, like Sukiana, I do be judging her. I'd be like, she's a ratchet girl. I don't say she's a horrible person. I don't say that she doesn't have enough confidence. I'm not saying anything negative about her. I'm just saying if ratchet comes off to you, she's a ratchet girl. So that is kind of something I see. She's going to speak her mind. She's going to do like some ghetto stuff. She's going to do a little something strange for a little piece of change. Shout out to Sukiana. Shout out to Sexy Red, because even with Sexy Red, I'm like, I like Sexy Red. People are like, I don't know. She's showing her ass and she's doing all this. They were doing the same before things were so like exploited. They were doing like the same things before. So again, how dare you guys judge somebody for being authentic? Because usually people grow out of that. They have to express what they're living on the inside to the outside to realize maybe this isn't who I want to be, so I can change to figure out who I truly am. You guys have never even done that. You've never even been yourself. You guys wear what other people tell you to wear. Okay? Y'all are shopping off the mannequins. How dare you? Shame on you. So, in this person's energy, what's going to be their moment of like, what's going to be their tower moment of like, I want to see what's going to be their tower moment of illumination, like when they get illuminated like on the things that they were doing and they have like this epiphany, like what's going to be that moment for this person? Please tell me, spirits. Tell me what's going to be this moment for this person, because we're already in the full moon and I already told you guys, like I feel like they have not shared what they actually feel about you because they don't think that it's important. But guess what? Their pot is full and it's festering and you're working on yourself and you don't care anymore. And temperance. So what's going to bring in this person's like illumination and discernment? Not even discernment. It's going to bring in an epiphany. Like their world's going to change, like illumination. Like they're going to be like, oh my God. It's almost going to be like, I'm going to explain the feeling that I'm getting to you guys. You know, when you guys are super shocked, like let's say what's something that's super shocking. Everyone's like running in one direction and you're like, and you and your friend are just talking and you guys are running in like one direction. I mean, you're not running. Let's say there's a crowd of people and this is going to be super like expressive. So everyone knows like the magnitude of how it's going to feel for this person. Let's say everyone's talking, we're chilling, you know, we're in like, you know, a food court And we're chilling. Your person's sitting right here where I am, so their back is facing the door, and then their friend is sitting across, and they're just having a conversation like this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was cool. Oh, okay. And then slowly they start seeing people run that way, and they're running, and people are getting out of their chairs and running, and the person that's sitting across from them isn't running. And then eventually the person that's sitting across from them runs, and your person is like, why is everybody running? Like, why is everybody running like the opposite direction? And they look around and they turn around, and there's a tsunami that's about to swallow them up. And everything that rushes in their mind, how they could have talked to their mom more, how they could have treated people better, how they could have treated you better, how they just didn't believe, like they created this false narrative, like for them, that everything that they were doing was for the better purpose, why they ignored everybody around them and didn't create any sustainable friendships that they could actually feel relieved from. And it's sad, but this person's about to get engulfed in a whole bunch of emotions that they weren't expecting. And it's colossal, like it's a tsunami. It would be different if you guys were on shore and just like a wave kind of like bumped them over, because that's what happens when you like deal with your emotions. Like depending on how long you wait to address it, it's like creating like more space and more space and more space and backing it up. Now it's too backed up, and now it has to whoosh and rush over. And that's how it's going to feel like with your person, like temperance, the balance, like they're about to have some balance restored in their life, because this Page of Swords. Ooh. It's almost like they're going to try. It's almost like this person is going to try to fight, like this is their consciousness, and this is what the angel that's coming to bring things in. And it's like, okay, it's time for temperance, it's time for balance, it's time for you to work on your emotions. Like that's what's going to be brought in at like a level, and this person's going to try to fight the truth with this sword. Do you see this person over here? They got wings, and you're going to try to fight them with the sword of truth. And because you don't have a lot of truths, your sword isn't big enough. You're a page. You're not a king. You're not an emperor. You're not the magician. And you thought that you could really... So this person is going to have like their divine intervention at some point. Ooh, and that's what's going to bring in. Because temperance, like look at all this. Like look at how they are running from everything. And the only, like look in the back. All this ruined, no growth here, no growth, no, nothing, everything shattered, doomed. They have to the only thing that they can do to save themselves is to step into this water of temperance. And guess who's waiting for them? The angel of temperance, the angel of, balance. And is there anything else that I can get more on this information? Could you tell me more about this divine intervention that will be happening in this person's life? Tell me more about the Temperance card, because this person's trying to go up against this angel of truth. And I don't even know what they don't even know what they're in for. Tell me about this connection with the Temperance and Page of Swords, please. Okay, I thought a card flipped over. Tell me about this connection, these two cards, how they correlate, like what is going to happen. Is it a battle? Is it an understanding, an internal battle, a mental battle? Page of Pentacles. I have a feeling, let me look under the Page of Pentacles real quick. What was there? I'm going to let you know right now, this person is going to come up with all the theatrics to believe their own narrative and lie. Can you give me some more confirmation? Because Page of Pentacles is someone who's, it's like newfound tangible items, newfound opportunities. Like it's really new stuff. So it's almost like this person is getting judged. Ooh, tell me some more. Can I get one more confirmation? If another page comes out, y'all, I know that this is real, and I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Let me get a confirmation. Can you tell me more about this temperance and illumination that's going to come into this person's life? Ooh. I don't know why I did like a oogie boogie. I don't know why I did an oogie boogie noise, but I have the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. I'm gonna let you know right now. This person's about to get tested with their money. This person's about to get tested with how smart they are. It seems like, depending on how this person approaches you, they better approach you in the right way, is all I'm saying. They better approach you in the right way, because I think that this person, they think that they have a good enough excuse. They think that the things that they're doing are excusable. Like, when people say excuse, I hope you guys know that it doesn't mean that, like, an excuse doesn't mean an alibi. It means that you're excused, meaning that you're good to go. You know what? That's very reasonable. That makes sense. But when you're explaining something to somebody and you're trying to let them know, like, oh my God, like, I'm sorry I missed your recital, or I'm sorry I missed your graduation. Like, even though you told me the date 4 months ago, I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you and I didn't do doesn't that sound like an excuse? And most excuses are excusable. I'm letting you know right now, this person's excuses, they didn't come as the King of Pentacles. They came as the Page of Swords, and they decided to, you know, maybe upgrade a little bit with this Knight of Pentacles. But I definitely do think that this person, depending on what they say to you, because as you guys can see, this page, like, I wish, let me see if I can adjust this so you can kind of see. You're gonna have to turn your camera. But this is the Temperance and the what needs to be illuminated with the Moon. There's secrets that need to come out. This Knight is faced that way. This Page of Pentacles is also faced that way. This Page of Swords is faced towards the Temperance. So that's why I'm kind of like, this person better be very careful how they approach you. Because if not, this is the angel they're going against. Do you guys really think like these 3 men could take on an angel with their lies and everything like that? So, you know, I'm also having 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And we also have a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. You guys are going to argue about something petty, and depending on how this person treats you, because they think they have some information, because they have purple on, I'm gonna let you know right now, they think they have some information on you that is like true, and they're going to try to like hit you with the truth, but you're already in your divine, you're already in your divinity. You're like, I'm done with this. I know my worth. You already don't take care of yourself. You lie to kids. You know, this person lies to children to get them to cooperate, instead of giving them understanding. This is a person who, again, like, I hate it, you guys, because like what really happens in situations and with people is kind of like, oh, well, no one ever taught me. My mom wasn't in my life. My dad wasn't in my life. And I'm like, that's an excuse. And again, it's not excuse. Like, that's an excuse that's not excusable. If an excuse that's excusable is, I didn't make it to work today because I got both of my legs cut off on the way to work. All right. Literally, like, you know, that's literally life or death. So sometimes when you're thinking of an excuse or something like that, make sure that it's like life or death sometimes, because sometimes things are not excusable, because the more you get excused, you're running out of excuses. Now this person thinks that, you know, you're lying. But what I was going to say before I was saying that, depending on how this person comes to you, they better get it right. They better get it right. Because I'm telling you, they think they know something about you. And you're like, yeah, you don't know that. You're like, this is old news. And then because these are faced over here, this Page of Pentacles is faced over here, and this Knight of Cups is kind of like faced over here. They don't want to give you any, I'm going to get one more card of clarification, because they don't want to give you any, they're going to look at it as ammo. They don't want to give you any more clarification. They don't want to give you any more information. They don't want to clear up the situation. They don't want to give you more reassurance. They don't want to do that. And that's why they're faced this way, as far as like sending the message, sending like whatever it is. So please let me know the outcome of this situation. And the Scorpio's in the water. Like this little lobster thing kind of reminds me of like a scorpion of the sea. Lobsters go down to the bottom of the sea, don't they? Lobsters can be scorpions of the sea. This person, it's gonna get so deep. Okay, tell me the outcome of like this situation, and I'm gonna pull an Alice in Wonderland card so you guys can see what you're supposed to do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This person's gonna be feisty. Protect yourselves. They came with 2 swords. They're coming against an angel with 2 swords. Be patient. Wait on it. You're the Queen of Pentacles. So that's kind of it. I'm not going to extend this too long, but you guys know the story. If you don't know the story, rewind the story so you can hear everything. But pretty much this person's going to create a situation. Don't argue with them. They think they have information that they don't, because they always think that they're right, because they're coming in with these whack ass knights of swords. Like, come on with the swords, bro. Like, I got the sword of truth in my back pocket, and that's God and the higher power. It's my ancestors and people who've been helping me along this way. So let's get the Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to put these away, just letting you guys know that, like, sometimes people are petty because that's the only thing that they can do to get a reaction or a rise out of you. Because when you were giving them love before, they were like, you don't have to nurse. You don't have to nurse sick animals. It's a choice. You don't have to go get an animal from the shelter. It's a choice. People have perfectly good animals that live with other animals in their house that they like to give away or sell. And I think that you guys really need to understand that, like, you chose a damaged animal, and that's okay. But this animal might be like beyond the repair that you can help, you know, for you to help it. And yeah, it's like trying to bite you while you're trying to take its feet out of like the claws of death before it dies. And instead of like looking at you as somebody who's hoping because another person put them there, they'll just decide to keep barking at you and yelling at you until you're going to self-sacrifice. Because again, this seems like it's a trap for this person. This person's smart enough to know where they did wrong. Again, any person that is a good person would have that has good characteristics. If you tell them that something's bothering them, or you come to them and you start to share, immediately they wouldn't get upset. Even in Black households, I don't care. I lived in a Black household because I'm a Black woman. Even in Black households, it's not always like that. So even though people grew up, you know, but remember, don't feel bad for this person when they start doing all this extra theatrics, because remember, they judged you for being who you are. And when you showed up vulnerable and you showed up like, oh my God, like, I'm just having a hard time right now. And like, I'm just like in a really bad, like, mental space, and they didn't know how to be there for you. So they just ignored you. But when people at work are going through it, they're willing to be there and give them an extra call and be on the phone for an hour. And it's crazy because like this person also, I told you, they trick kids to get kids to cooperate instead of educating the kids. So that's the type of person that you're dealing with, a complete joke. You're dealing with the joker. I don't lie to kids. I actually ask them very intelligent questions like, what do you think about global warming? I'm like, who do you think? Do you know who Thomas Edison is? Do you know the first man? I just ask them adult questions because shit, maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, this person tricks kids to get them to cooperate instead of bettering, you know, being more complex to help them grow on their communication skills and cooperative skills. So thank you so much, guides and my higher self and Mother God, Father God. A lot of you guys have probably been seeing weird animals and insects. Some of you may have been seeing ladybugs. Some of you may have been seeing bees. Some of you may have been seeing snakes. I'm also getting like, I want to say rat. Maybe you guys are seeing rats, but you're seeing like different type of animals. Like sometimes you're seeing like little animals and like little insects like on your car and on your window, and you're like, what is that? Whatever you're paying attention to at the time, maybe the universe is trying to tell you to change Just change your perspective, change your reality. But spirit guides, if I could talk to you for a second, living on this earth and living with emotions, it's not as easy of dissipating like tough emotions, you know what I'm saying? And so spirits are telling me that's why everybody needs to take the time out to take care of themselves. So again, we can complain and we can plead to our spirit guides and our spirit team, but I'm letting you know right now that it's something that we're supposed to be doing as people. So we get that we live an everyday life, but that doesn't mean that you don't go home and give yourself a bath and give yourself affirmations and focus on things that make you happy. You know what I'm saying? So is there any more cards that you'd like to say? I am getting a lot of the sacral chakra and the root chakra. If you guys don't know anything about these chakras, please go to my Panacea Sundays. I start with the root chakra in the first episodes, and it'll even say root chakra on there, introduction to root chakra. It'll also, we went over the solar plexus, so please go over the solar plexus and the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, because that's what I'm getting right now. It's hard for you guys to speak up, like with your voice. Your voice right now doesn't feel heard. Maybe you don't want to share with people. Maybe everyone's going through a tough time right now, so no one really has the space to fully listen. The first card that I got was clock time. Time, pressure, and a rush. Okay, so it's really time for us to start giving ourselves some time for ourselves to heal. So this healing process isn't going to take forever. And that's number 14, which is 5 in numerology, which is change. So number 5 says, oh, it's number 14. Number 14 says, it says, oh, my ears and my whiskers, how late it's getting. I'm not going to go through the whole story, even though you guys probably like that, but I'm just going to keep my videos shorter so they're easier and more, you know, you get more out of them. It says, work carefully, clearly, with focus and intent. See a sunrise, bathe in the moonlight. See a sunrise, bathe in the moonlight. Notice the leaves changing color, and you will work faster than if you hurry and get caught up in worry. There is no need to rush. Just look as if you are taking your work seriously, as it deserves. Pull back, stay calm, have a plan, stick to it, and all will be well. Divination, a time of stress and added workload, increased responsibility, feeling it's too late to pursue your dreams, feeling pushed to complete too many tasks, an inability to say no, insufficient support, the urge to rush. This could be a time of dynamic opportunity, but you must take charge of your own workload and do what must be done. It is time for one last push. So a lot of you guys are getting out of like this toxic situationship, and I'll show you guys the card. I should have showed it while I was reading it. I know a lot of you guys feel pressured in like this past relationship, but like the fact that this person couldn't keep up with you and they promised like their spirit guides and like people that like they could pretty much like destroy you or get you like off your path, and they weren't able to. Ooh, the spirits are going to come collect on them. Like their ancestors are really going to be like, why didn't you act right? Literally, they're going to be like, why didn't you act right? They're going to be like, now all of the pain, and because I'm not going to lie, like a lot of the people who have their pain inside, they either turn into bad people, or, and I'm just being honest with you, maybe they're not bad people, but people who make bad choices, I don't know what to call it, but they turn into bad people once they get older, and then nobody wants to be around them, or they have a label on themselves, and then they're going to hate themselves forever. And that's all the punishment sometimes people need. Okay. Excuse me. I'm like, that's all the punishment people need. People need the punishment of knowing that they're a bad person that makes bad choices, that treat people badly, for them to realize like, maybe things do need to change because it is me. Okay. And everything's going to be illuminated in the future, so don't you guys worry about it. It says a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. This is number 16, which is number 7, which equals to change. Well, choices, right? Choices. So a moment's regret. Let me see. It was much pleasanter at home, thought poor Alice, When one wasn't always growing larger and smaller and being ordered by mice and rabbits, I almost wish I hadn't gone down the rabbit hole. And yet, it's rather curious, this sort of life. You are on a remarkable journey of change. It is one that will lead to wisdom, experience, and adventure. Okay, let me see. There we go. You have made a wonderful choice. So take heart in knowing that all change creates waves of disruption. Do not make more of your misgivings than they are. They are the natural consequence of bravely stepping out of your comfort zone. That is beautiful. Did you hear that? Do not make more of your misgivings than they are. They are the natural consequence of bravely stepping out of your comfort zone, second guessing your decisions, berating yourself for the choices that you've made, feeling regretful and missing what was, nostalgia, living in the past, a focus on what is going wrong or what could still go wrong. So just take the leap, go forward. This motherfucker wasn't shit anyways. Like, this job wasn't shit anyways. Didn't you complain about it? You complained about it all the time. So good. Now that it's out of your life, good. It's good to go. Like, things are great to go. Okay, the next one. Shine bright like a candle. Oh, I think it was this one. Painting the Roses Red was first. We'll do this first. Shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. I know a lot of you guys are having like really hard emotions on yourself because things don't seem to be going right in life. And that's why a perspective change is so important, because like when we feel like we've been working towards something that was pretty much a mirage, pretty much you sit here and you're like, okay, well, these things are supposed to happen to me. These things aren't happening. This doesn't make me feel good. Like, obviously nothing like goes right. And you put yourself in this space of like nothing going right, but there's other things that are going right in your life. This is just one thing, again, the natural consequence of you trying something outside of your comfort zone that didn't go right. And now you hate it forever. So maybe you just it has to be like food. And when you get older, you'll try it again and you'll find a new taste for it. Okay, it says, this is the card. For it might end, said Alice to herself, and my going out altogether like a candle, I wonder what I should be like then. Okay. Yes, you may wonder what will become of you, but do not torture yourself with unnecessary worries or contemplate disasters. It is natural to feel a little anxious and to prepare for the worst, but trust this card. Your light has a long time yet to shine in this world. It will only grow brighter as your soul continues its marvelous journey throughout the wonderful of existence. The divination of this card: your divine light is strong. You are radiant, endurance, of resilience, making it through in trying time. Hopeful future, wondering about life and death, contemplating the purpose of your existence. Connections with the afterlife. I was telling you guys, a lot of you guys were saying that you wanted to unalive yourself. You think things are really hard. You don't think that anything's happening. Nothing good's happening to you. Appreciate the small things, because when the big things come, you'll know when it's here. You won't have to contemplate. You'll be like, I don't like what you're doing. You said that you didn't do this. Like, you're just going to be more adamant. You're going to be more secure. You're going to feel like everything that you're doing isn't for nothing. Okay. That was card 36. 3 and 6 is 9. That's the completion number. You guys, that's a completion number. Okay. The last one is painting the roses red. Oh, sorry. Let me put it here. And it says, covering up errors. Look at her. She's like, God damn it, bitch. You told me to paint these motherfucking roses white. Now you want them red. Now I got to hurry up and go out here in the field and go change it before you come back out, before you have an attitude. That's what it's like delivering to the universe. Sometimes we hear something wrong and then we got to change it all up. But just, let's see what the card's talking about. What number is this? 27. 27 is also 9 again. So fulfillment at the end of your journey. Okay, painting the roses red. Would you tell me, please, said Alice, a little timidly, why are you painting those roses red? 5 and 7 said nothing, but I looked at 2. 2 began in a low voice. Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been red rose tree, but we put a white one in by mistake. And if the queen was to find out, we should all have our heads cut off, you know? What? How crazy is that? White roses are perfect and lovely and innocent. Do not try to cover up anything within yourself that you feel is not right for the fear of being punished for not presenting or behaving to expectation. The divine meaning of this card, working for or being in a relationship with someone who is harsh on those who makes mistakes, feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment, fear of mistakes being discovered, hiding the evidence as the consequences are harsher than the mistake, feeling like what you need to do to stay safe is no longer reasonable. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm somebody, if I make a mistake, I do feel a little ashamed sometimes, but because I was in a relationship with somebody who always felt ashamed about their mistakes, because there's 2 ways that you can take this. I feel like I was that person that I did feel ashamed of my mistakes. And I was like, oh, like, fuck, like they're going to judge me. Like they're not ever going to want to work with me again. But now I'm the type of person, oh, I made a mistake. Okay. Like, how can I fix that? Because the more that you lean into you being ashamed and your mistake, are you really being your true self? Because you didn't mean to make the mistake in the first place. So just live up to that. I hope you guys like this message. And if you guys would like a personal reading, please message me on my Instagram, Not Your Average Coco. Coco, Koko, not CO, not the fucking cocoa bean, y'all. All right. Well, I love you much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.